Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Kim Miller begins now.
Good evening and welcome to our delayed news coverage. Thanks for staying with us. Well, first, the NBL Championship trophy is in Tasmania tonight as celebrations roll on from the Jackies' historic win. Excited fans packing out My State Bank Arena this afternoon for a glimpse of their heroes, having sealed the club's first championship after just 3 seasons in the league.
A hero's welcome into Hobart for our victorious Jackies. High fives and hugs all round as the first time NBL champions return home with souvenirs from a history-making trip to Melbourne, beating United on their own court in the sweetest of ways. Matthew Delvedova trying and failing to match Jack McVeigh's now legendary Game 3 heroics.
I'm just so grateful to be here, and look at this, man, that's crazy.
Presenting the trophy to a crowd of thousands crammed into My State Bank Arena this afternoon, the reality is still sinking in for the players.
I got down to Sandy Bay today and got in the water and just soaked it all in. It's been surreal, amazing.
Support for the team was already at fever pitch before the championship series, but there's clearly still room to grow as fans clamour for an autograph or photo with their favourite player.
I don't know, they're all so amazing.
Last night's win is one that will be etched into the memories of Tasmanians young and old.
Mum was screaming her head off, Dad was screaming her head off, and it hurt the dog's ear.
Lots of tears, pretty emotional.
The Jackies promising to take the trophy around the state that's been behind them every step of the way.
All the way to the top of the state, to the bottom of the state. We hear you, we see you. We will come to you if you can't come to us.
So amazing, so proud to be Tasmanian. They've brought our state together, so go the Jackies! Woo!
It was honestly for them. They deserve it. They've been with us thick and thin, even before me, bringing the island together.
Nick Kelly, 7 Tasmania News.
There were incredible moments. Well, to the day's other main news now, and it has been a tragic end to the Easter long weekend with a man killed in a 2-vehicle smash on the Bass Highway this morning. The horror collision closing the highway for much of the day as authorities work to determine what caused the deadly crash.
An Easter Monday tragedy clearing one of the state's busiest roadways. A 61-year-old Ridgeley man killed in a suspected head-on collision near Exton.
The initial investigations suggest that one of the vehicles may have drifted onto the incorrect side of the road, but at this stage there is nothing concrete as to the cause.
The fatal collision closing part of the Bass Highway for 7 hours. Traffic diverted as investigators work to clear the crash site.
It was a very complex scene. Both vehicles were heavily laden, so there's a lot of debris on the ground.
The driver of the other vehicle was brought here to the Launceston General Hospital with what have been described as non-life-threatening injuries. Tasmania Police saying the latest fatality serves as a timely road safety warning, with an influx of motorists expected as the long weekend draws to a close.
If you're on the road, pay attention to what you're doing, be focused on what you're doing, keep your speed down. You can help us get everybody home safely by doing the right thing.
Victoria Risto, 7 Tasmania News.
A Glenorchy unit has gone up in flames this afternoon. Police, fire and ambulance crews attending the Serrata Street property just before 2 o'clock, with the blaze extinguished shortly after as neighbours and passers-by watched on. A neighbour told 7 Tasmania News they didn't believe anyone was currently living there. There's hope for those looking to buy into Tasmania's property market, which held steady in March. But with prices more than a third up on pre-pandemic levels, it's still proving a big challenge.
It took 4 years in the market, but Tim and his partner finally have their first home.
I don't think we were particularly picky. We were looking at new builds, we were looking at full door-uppers and everything in between.
Running hot during the pandemic, Tasmania's property market has offered little value and few ways in for first home buyers.
It was a little bit made us feel a little bit nervous, I think, as to whether we were actually going to find something.
But now we're bucking the national trend. Hobart, the only capital city not to see home values rise in March. The median house price $662,000, while the rest of Tasmania saw only 0.1% growth.
Hobart's market conditions were really characterised by a very tight supply of stock available on market. Now that's changed quite a bit.
While house prices have dropped around 8% from their peak, buyers are still digging far deeper than pre-pandemic, by 36%.
That strong growth has seen affordability deteriorate significantly in Hobart, and that's probably another factor that's playing into that underperformance.
When Tasmania will rejoin the national trend is yet to be seen, but those with a foot in the door can relax.
Once we get our teeth stuck into it, give it a couple of years, we'll make it our own.
Josh Duggan, 7 Tasmania News.
The state's emergency service has handed its Campbelltown volunteers a new road crash rescue vehicles. Designed by the Department of Police, Fire and Emergency Management, the vehicle features an inbuilt power inverter to activate extrication tools required to free trapped motorists.
The equipment on the vehicle is state-of-the-art. It's actually the best road crash equipment that you can buy in the world at this point in time. It's all battery driven.
The SES responds to around 500 road incidents each year. Volunteers on the ground in Campbelltown today encouraging people to take a rest as part of its Driver Reviver program. Meanwhile, a severe weather warning is prompting a reminder to motorists to drive to the conditions. The rain, though, good news for farmers after a historically dry summer.
The calm before the storm. Heavy rain set to lash the state tonight.
We're expecting sort of a range of rainfall from 25 millimetres potentially up to 60. Across the north end of the state.
The Bureau of Meteorology issuing a severe weather warning for the central north as well as the northwest coast, western districts and parts of the Midlands. Smithton, Launceston, Georgetown and Longford flagged as areas in the wild weather's firing line. Residents cautioned of potential flash flooding. The state's emergency service reminding Tasmanians to take their time while travelling and stay inside if possible.
A combination of people travelling at this point in time, returning from an Easter break, in conjunction with adverse weather conditions, that can be a recipe that can contribute to bad outcomes.
But it's not all bad news. The cool change welcome relief for farmers following an unusually dry summer.
Many have been forced to be feeding, fodder that they would normally have reserved for the winter months out over the last few months.
The conditions are expected to ease late tomorrow morning.
Any runoff into catchments will really have a positive impact, but I guess to start creating that longer term benefit and growing feed, you really do need more regular rainfall.
Brianna Boylan, 7 Tasmania News.
Tasmanians have celebrated more than just a Jackie's win today, reeling off some classic April Fool's pranks online. From Hobart's newest water park to a gold statue of Scott Roth, jokesters have been in fine form.
They're the newest smart vision glasses making waves, allowing you to turn everyday journeys into a maritime adventure. Many falling for it, hook, line and sinker. A Bogues Brewery support group, another getting in on the April Fool's Day fun. A Facebook post revealing the Bogues Red will be discontinued due to ingredient costs. Fans of the beer taking to the comment section. While Banjo's promoted its new pie featuring half a jar of Vegemite. Liberal MP Felix Ellis announcing his newly found passion for veganism, also creating a Facebook frenzy. The JackJumpers featuring in many favourite pranks. Tasmania Police announcing it will add a Jackie's patch to all uniforms. Plans for Hobart's Elizabeth Street Mall to be renamed Scott Roth Avenue. And for a solid gold statue of the coach weighing 23,000 kilograms. Footy also a popular theme for jokesters, the Devils offering up a rebrand of the jersey, this time including the whole map, well, sort of. While the Northern Junior Football Association's named Queenstown as its oval of choice for upcoming matches. Lucky last, infrastructure, another empty promise. Pulse announcing Hobart's newest and largest water park. Well, apparently a bridge is set to be built across the Bass Strait. But 7 Tasmanian News is yet to hear how the Spirit feels about that one. Of course, the classic rule stands, no jokes after midday. Tasmanians getting their laughs in before that deadline. Ruby Cairns, 7 Tasmanian News.
Local footy returned over the weekend, so let's take a look at the Crips TSL Player of the Year votes after round 1. Clarence's Tyson Hanslow has taken 3 votes playing against Lauderdale, 3 votes for North Launceston's Harvey Griffiths in their game against Launceston, and in Kimbra versus North Hobart, Riley Ashland takes the 3. Defending Lackaseljic Cup champions Devonport are through to the quarterfinals in this year's comp. Newtown opening the scoring before Devonport piled on the goals to win 4-1. In the Women's Statewide Cup, the Strikers also on song with a stunning 13-0 victory.
Good evening. Today, Hobart and Burnie 20 degrees, Launceston 25 and Devonport 21. Flinders Island 24, Grove and Bushy Park 23, St Helens 22, 21 for King Island, Friendly Beaches and Marai Island, Low Head and Laiweni both 20, Smithton 19 degrees and Strawn 18. High cloud is moving over the state from the northwest. Thunderstorms are seen over the Bass Strait and parts of the northwest. Patchy mid-level cloud extends over the New South Wales and Queensland border. Tomorrow, a low pressure system is passing over Tasmania as a cold front pushes through eastern Victoria and New South Wales. North to northeasterly winds 15 to 25 knots, tending west to northwesterly in the west, with west and southwesterly spells building up to 3 metres. Now, the Bureau have issued a severe weather warning for heavy rainfall tomorrow morning for the central north and parts of the western, northwest coast and Midlands forecast districts. A gale warning has also been issued for waters between Sandy Cape to east of Flinders Island and also between St Helens Point to southeast Cape. Now, there is a strong wind warning for many inland and coastal waters, and a road weather alert continues this evening for many parts of the state. Rain easing in the south tomorrow. Hobart 19, windy in Adventure Bay 20, 15 the top for Tarraleah. Possible heavy falls in Launceston 20, rain easing in Devonport also 20, heavy falls also likely in Bridport. 21's the maximum. Rain easing in Burnie and Marrawar 19, 18 degrees for Strawn. Rain is likely to decrease in St Helens 20, much the same for Swansea 19, a possible storm for Whitemarket 21. Wednesday, light showers about the west and far south, showers also developing about the Furneaux Islands. Thursday, fine apart from light showers about the northeast. Now Friday, much the same, although inland fog is likely in the southwest. We'll have a look now at mainland capital cities tomorrow. Showers clearing in Canberra 22, 29 in Brisbane and Sydney. Showers and windy conditions in store for Melbourne. Right now in Hobart, it is cloudy, 17 degrees, also cloudy in Launceston with 19 and light rain in Devonport with 17 degrees. That's all from me in weather this Easter Monday, Kim.
Thank you, Kyra, and that is all your news for now. Reminder, if you're travelling in the wet, do take care. But for now, on behalf of the 7 Tasmania team, it is goodbye.